I'm working on films. I'm working on 2 comedies right now. I'm working on another film, which is a thriller, but again very highly emotional based and all that. But uh, as far as my planning of my career is concerned, I've planned one thing, that I'm going to be doing films that interest me at some level. I'm going to be doing films that you know are satisfying. Are If I'm content with, maybe the script is extremely important for me. Apart from that, then the second issue being, working with people who've been in the industry, or working with people who know what they're talking about. And of course, I'm very open to a new set of people. I'm very open to new thoughts, new ideas, but because I'm very new, and just a mix of things that I find are, would add a little bit of difference in my career, would be helpful, in moving ahead. And those are the kind of projects I'm looking at.
नेहा, आपने कहा कि कोई वैसे तो प्लानिंग नहीं है, जो भी रोल इंटरेस्ट करेंगे वो आप लेंगी, तो टेल मी, मल्टी स्टारर और सोलो प्रोजेक्ट, इसमें आपने कुछ मतलब सोचा है क्या कि ज़्यादा सोलो करते हैं, या डिपेंडिंग ऑन द वे जूली, मतलब जूली की सक्सेस पर डिपेंडिंग आप वो सोचने वाली है कि सोलो करना है या मल्टी स्टारर?
No, I've made it very clear to my own self that I'm going to do things that interest me at a particular level. Like I said, at the level of the script, or the level of the director, or at the level of, maybe the director and producer together, or just looking forward to working with very, very fine, polished, intelligent co-stars. Could be any of that. But yeah, I mean, it has to, out of my 5 or 6 priorities that I have, it has to fit in. I mean, at least 5 of them have to be fulfilled, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the project. But most importantly is my role. I think you can't barter that for anything.
चलिए, अब तक का आपने कहा बॉलीवुड में सफ़र स्मूथ रहा है, अभी आगे का सफ़र, एज एन पीपल नाउ, वंस प्रॉब्ली आप जूली करेंगी तो ऑल प्रोड्यूसर्स और डायरेक्टर्स वुड कम अप विथ similar roles to you and say कि आप यहाँ पे भीगे बारिश में and all that. How are you going to tackle that image? Because then you said that you would also want to do a role which is, of a simple girl.
No, it's not. I'm not here. I'm not battling with any sort of image. Of course, the thing is that we started with this interview where you said that people like us get a glamorous image. So fine, but it still does not, it's not a taboo from, it's not stopping you from acting, or it's not stopping you from doing something you want to do. I mean, just because you've got a glamorous image does not mean that, you can't wear a salwar kameez and play somebody who's extremely normal. Of course you can, but you have to wait for the right kind of scripts to come your way. And I'm going to do something that excites me. I mean, it could be starting from playing a blind girl going up to playing a glamorous role. It could be anything. So just let's see.
Typical Indian heroine को dancing भी काफ़ी आनी चाहिए. Now tell me, how comfortable are you dancing?
Oh, very. I really like dancing, and it doesn't make me uncomfortable. Actually, I like the energy on the sets, because what happens is when you're doing a song and dance sequence, there's so many dancers, there's so many young people around you, there's music, and it's very, it's tub thumping, so it's good. It's a good feeling rather than doing emotion. Of course, I don't run away from it. You have to be in a different frame of mind there. But here you have the leeway, or you can extend your talent, or there's a lot of freedom of movement, and that's what a song and dance sequence is all about. So I mean, I look forward to it.
आपके आने वाली फिल्मों के बारे में बताइए, कौन-कौन सी?
Right now I'm working on this film called Fir Hera Fairy, which is produced by Feroz Nadiadwala, directed by Satish Kaushik. It also stars Akshay and Sunil and Parishit. It's a sequel to Hera Fairy. Then I'm also working currently on this film called Kya Khoole Hum. It's been produced by Ekta Kapoor, and Sangeet Sivam is the director, and Tushar and Ritesh are the 2 heroes in the film. I mean, both of them are comedies, so it's really nice to do comedies as opposed to emotion, where you work on one line again and again and again. But the thing with comedy is you have the ability of the director. I mean, it's just more comfortable because it's about timing. This is my first attempt on it, but because it's about timing, you do the whole scene in a chunk, and it's faster, it's pacey, and the energy level again on the sets is very different, because people are laughing and you're allowed to laugh, unlike shot ready, chup ka chao and all that. None of that happens, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm also working on a film with Atyaman, who's directing it. There's K.C. Bukare, who's producing it, and it's tentatively titled Limit. And it talks about the relationship between a girl and a guy. How it's just about falling in and out of love. It's about a married couple. So that's also a very interesting film, and a great script. Like you said, what is the criteria? That's definitely the criteria. I chose that film because it's a great script for me.
Tell me, जब आप shooting नहीं करती है, what is the kind of stuff that you like doing? क्या करती है?
I love to unwind. I love to do. I love the feeling of being able to do nothing at all. But for me, I think fitness is a way of life. I love to work out, and I spend a lot of time doing that. And what else do? I do a lot of reading, and then of course catching up with friends. Those regular things that give you a little break from work. Those are the kind of things I like to do.
Tell me, do you think female model turned actresses, they compared to male model, I mean, male model turned actors, they find it more difficult to probably make their mark.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, for the love of being a woman, for the love of being a model, and for the love of being a part of Bollywood now, I would definitely like to agree to that statement, what you've just made. But there are male models who are doing extremely well nowadays, and it was a set notion that was there in the industry earlier, that models can't act. But now times have changed, and I think half the reason why people are getting into modeling is using that as a stepping stone of getting into Bollywood, which obviously means that they do have the conviction, the confidence, and the ability to act, and that's why they're doing that.
But when it comes to the success ratio, like you have a film which is Julie, which is on you, while compared to the male counterparts, they wouldn't have such a thing.
I don't know. I don't know if I should be making any statements like these, but yeah, maybe. And of course, being a fresh face, being a girl, and getting into the industry is far more easier than being a male and getting into the industry. But once you are accepted as a female, your career is short-lived, as opposed to you being accepted as a male, where your career is quite long drawn. So that's the difference. One of the ways, either while coming in or while it's coming to an end, you have to pay the price.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.